Hey guys, welcome back. Alright, so this video is going to be a bit different than what I planned on doing for a video today. This video is going to be kind of me rambling about why I see a lot of people that really need to reconsider how they're going about investing their money. Now again, I'm not a financial advisor, and to be frankly honest, if you're looking for financial advice on YouTube, you should probably look at other avenues. But to get into this, if you followed my channel at all, if you haven't, my name's Dan and this is Millennial Investing, and I cover stocks and tech that I like, and I kind of go over my opinions on things and I put it out on YouTube. So if you like that, stick around. But for those of you that have followed my channel, and especially for the videos involving Micron, because those seem to be the most popular on my channel, I've noticed a serious issue kind of in the mentality between not only my channel, but the majority of other channels, here in the YouTube community. And a lot of people are seeking, from YouTubers that are talking about investments for, their opinion, not even their opinion, their direct answer as to will this stock go up or down, and should I keep my money in it, should I buy the company, or should I sell the company? And with any investment, you need to understand that one, you are in control of your money, and it is no one else's decision with what you do with your money. And two, do not call yourself an investor if you can't answer those things by yourself. There's a difference between if you're a speculator and you're an investor. If you're a speculator, you are pretty much throwing your money into something and hoping it goes up because of reasons that you don't really fully understand. If you're an investor, you see value based off of either intrinsic value, opportunity, growth, anything in between. And you're willing to take that risk and potentially grow your money. But you should never be in a situation where you think that you're going to lose 100% of your money. And if you're in the situation like that, it's really hard to call it an investment, because according to Ben Graham, if you try to invest and you're not a speculator, you should never be in a situation where you can lose 100% of your capital. Now, obviously, companies can go bankrupt, but it's your job as the investor to kind of make sure that the companies you invest in probably will not have that happen. And so I kind of want to just go over some of the things I've seen spoken about Micron in particular. And for those of you who are Micron bulls and you've done all of your due diligence and you only found my channel because you're looking for information, things like that, or if you've been long Micron or you're sold out of it and you're just kind of looking at it, this video isn't directly for you. Feel free to watch it, but this video is mainly for people that are now, like, they see Micron drop 5 or 10% and they're freaking out, and they thought that everybody thought that this was such a great company, and now they don't understand why the price is going down. And I need to explain kind of exactly why you would invest in Micron. Now, at least from my opinion. So if you invest in Micron, you have to understand that the semiconductor space in of itself is cyclical, and Micron is viewed as a commodity in this space. So that means that you have an extremely cyclical, company or individual market within this industry. And while you could share my personal opinion as to I think semiconductors are going to go up in demand over time, regardless of what your opinion is of it, you have to know that there's going to be ups and downs to any cycle and to any market within a cycle. If you look at Micron to the broad, say S&P index, you kind of see a pattern. You see that the overall S&P goes up and down and has, it has a recovering period, a peak, a trough, and then it recovers. And if you've looked around in the economy right now, you kind of notice that we're around here because we've been in the longest bull market, or second longest bull market in history now. And if you look at the semiconductor space in comparison, if you just compare indexes, you generally see this type of reaction. And that's generally because when you have a boom for semiconductors, you have a boom for technology. And you only have a boom for technology when the economy is going good, because people either have more money and they can buy more stuff, or companies are expanding and they need to buy more capital in order to really start to invest and grow out their business. And when you have high technology demand, you have high semiconductor demand, because those are the things that make the technology that they're buying. And for people that are shocked that at this point in time in the market, there's a lot of volatility in Micron, regardless of what its ratios are, you really need to think about like what it is that you're buying. You're buying a company that produces semiconductors for tech that is only bought or upgraded assuming companies are feeling confident about the future. If companies aren't feeling confident about the future, they're not going to be dropping money on upgrading their tech. So you can't say that I'm bearish on the economy, but say I'm bullish on a company like Micron. Or you can't say that, oh, it's going to be smooth sailing forever and I never have to worry about any downturn in the economy. You have to think about the overall economy state. Whether it be in Micron or be anything, you have to keep in mind of like what the current situation is in the market. And so I've just seen a lot of comments between my channel, Sven Garland's channel, who's much more experienced in the investing community and is a value investor. I wouldn't qualify myself as one. So if you're into value investing, he's definitely a better channel for you. Michael J's value investing, like a lot of these channels, I see a lot of people, talking out a lot about Micron. And, obviously you guys know from my channel, I am invested in Micron. I believe in Micron. And I've been with Micron for quite a while. And just the comments, though, that I'm seeing are quite alarming. People will be saying that, oh, Micron's going up from here to 100, it bottomed out, da-da-da. This is just, market manipulators. This is just all fear from the media, things like that. And while, yes, there is a lot of noise in the market, and generally that's when you take an opportunity as an investor, is you see noise that shouldn't be included in the price that is, and you see that as a buying opportunity. But for people that are confused with why a stock like Micron can decline, obviously you haven't done your work. Like, if you look at Micron and you want to assume that the narrative right now to the stock, whether you think it is or not, the narrative to the stock is that it's a commodity stock. And commodity stocks, if you look at any commodity stock in any industry, generally they go through cycles. They're either directly tied to the market or they're inversely tied to it. Micron tends to be directly tied to the market. And you have to think that, okay, if you're a commodity stock, when the economy is doing well, you're going to make money hand over fist. And your ratios, your PE, your cash flow, your book value, everything is going to look amazing because this company has been able to, buckle down. They've built a lot of their infrastructure from the last cycle, and now they were ready for this cycle, and they're making so much money. So generally, when a commodity stock is near its peak, or like say right here, for example, it looks very cheap from a standard, glance at the balance sheet. When a commodity stock goes down, it drastically turns into a very ugly situation because their cash flow is not, say, a sticky demand. It's based off of, something that is only going to be buying in, say, high demand at this time. So if it goes down into, say, a recession, you have to be ready, regardless of what Micron's PE is right now. You have to be ready to watch this stock drop, 60, 70%, assuming it doesn't go bankrupt. Now, personally, I don't think Micron will go bankrupt, but any time that you put any money into anything that revolves around any commodity-based industry, you have to know that assuming this demand ever runs out, that stock will drop regardless of what its price is. Now, yes, you can argue that Micron, between their actual assets and, the cash flows are, even if, say, they lost 50% of their revenue from, say, a downturn, they'd still be a great bargain. And, well, yes, that's true, but you have to realize that we do not live in an environment where everything is priced to perfection. And, if we did, there'd be no point in buying individual stocks because you'd have, market theory be correct, which we all know is not a thing, and Mr. Market, introduced by Ben Graham, is totally a thing, and psychology really drives prices in the short term. So if you start seeing, Micron drop 10, 20% here and there, it's because the psychology of the market becomes very bearish, and they think that, okay, the future's not looking good, or all these possible worst case scenarios are happening, so I'm going to pull my money out right now in a fear of it dropping, 60%. And so, that's a personal thing, and that's based off of you. I personally don't try to time the market. I look at, okay, I think things will go well. In a ballpark, I try to look like, okay, do we have a few more years with us or ahead of us, or, are we going to go right into a recession? I don't think we're going directly into a recession. I definitely don't think we have another 5+ years ahead of us. But, I'm overall bullish on, Micron for the next year or so. But if you're not one of those people, or if the things that I've just went over you didn't completely know already, you probably shouldn't be invested in Micron. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell you what to do with your money. but you're going to be extremely stressful when you watch Micron go up and down over the next few weeks, especially right after the earnings report. Because based off that earnings report and what they have with China, very quickly the people that have been holding it for a long time could pull out if it's worst case scenario, or money could flood into it if it's best case scenario. So that's just kind of my thing. Like, you guys should never be asking for others' opinions on, say, hey, do you think that this stock will recover? Or, hey, do you think that this is a good price for this or that's a good price for it? Because yeah, you can exchange opinions and ideas, which is what like I have my channel up for and what pretty much all of the other YouTube channels are up for. It's to say what our opinion is of it, but we don't know. No one knows exactly where stock price is going to go. That's the point of investing. Like, in investing, if you get 6 out of 10 right, you are above average. You are exponentially above average. So if you think that I'm going to dump all my money into Micron because it looks cheap right now, and that it's guaranteed to go up, and the second it doesn't, you freak out, you know, you're following one of two issues. You either, one, didn't do your homework, or two, you're not diversified properly. And now I'm sorry if, you know, you've done your homework, you're invested in Micron for the long term, you know why you're in Micron, you know what the risks are. Sorry, this is just kind of a ramble, but there's just a lot of things that I see right now that kind of fear me as an individual, not even as a stock picker, just as like your fellow, like a fellow human. Like, I see a lot of people being really, really risky with their money around Micron, and it kind of freaks me out. And a lot of people might, you know, give me a lot of hate for this video, and they might, you know, they'll dislike it and then say, you don't know what you're talking about. Micron's going up to 100, everything's just manipulation, there's no risk, look at its PE, look at its cash flow. And I get that, and I don't really care, because to be honest, what you do with your money and what you say about what I do with my money is completely on you. I don't really care. I'm just saying, for those of you that are scared and don't know what's going on, if you're scared about your investment and you're not ready to hold on to it through thick and thin, you know, read The Intelligent Investor, because it kind of points out right in that book that you should just drop it right then and there. Whether it goes up 50% or not, you know, if you're uncomfortable with an investment, don't do it, because don't be in it because you're going to act recklessly and incorrectly. And if you act that way, you act like the majority of people in the stock market, and you will normally lose money. So that's kind of my very long rant on Micron. You know, it's just a company I'm really interested in, and it has a community that I'm kind of afraid for. So let me know, guys, what do you think in the comments? Like, do you also see this? Do you think that I'm just crazy and that, you know, it's just going down, so there's a great buying opportunity, so buy it? Or do you think that there's, you know, why would you even be in this stock at this point in time? Because that's a pretty valid point right now. And, you know, I just want to hear you guys' opinions. Like, what is it? And am I the one who's out of order, or is it like you just see kind of obscure things going on, you know, across social media, or the sentiment, I would say, around Micron is a kind of, it's very polarized. And so, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Sorry for the rant. If you stuck around to it, you know, I appreciate you. You know, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.